Welcome to Senators Chat, and today I will be going over why the Ottawa Senators should acquire Sam Reinhart. Before we get started, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with post notifications on. Now let's get right into it. The Ottawa Senators recently completed their 2020-2021 NHL season on a positive note, winning 10 of their last 14 games. There's lots to look forward to on the Senators, with forwards like Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Josh Norris, Drake Batherson, and Shane Pinto in the mix. However, the Senators could still use a young forward who can score goals and produce offensively to speed up the rebuilding process. In recent weeks, there have been trade rumors surrounding Buffalo Sabres superstar Jack Eichel due to his willingness to leave the club. However, there have also been trade talks regarding forward Sam Reinhart because of his displeasure with the team. The Ottawa Senators should try and acquire Sam Reinhart from the Sabres to bolster the forward core to compete for a playoff spot in the near future. Reinhart, the second overall pick in the 2014 NHL draft, has excellent shooting skills. He can be a good two-way forward and has the ability to play center and right wing, two positions the Senators are currently trying to fill. This past season, Reinhart scored a team-leading 25 goals and 40 points on an abysmal Sabres team. He also has 295 points in 454 games in his career so far. These are not the best offensive statistics for a former second overall pick, but they're still respectable. He has the potential to increase his point production on a team heading for playoff contention. This season, Reinhart had 2.27 points per 60 minutes. This isn't the best compared to players such as Connor McDavid, who has over points per 60 over 5, but it is one of Reinhart's highest in his career and one of the best on the Sabres this season. Reinhart scores the majority of his goals close to the net. That is an area in which the Senators could look at increasing their depth. Although they have Tkachuk, there have been questions surrounding his finishing abilities. When assessing a player's goal-scoring abilities, it is important to look at the goals above replacement. Goals above replacement measures the total number of goals a player adds to his team relative to a replacement-level player and tries to do so by taking everything a player does into account. In 2018-19, Reinhart finished with a goals above replacement of 10.5, which is very close to his expected goals above replacement. However, in the past two seasons, he finished with a goals above replacement that is half of his expected. This indicates that Reinhart is valuable to a team, and him being a part of the Sabres has hurt his goal scoring. So how would Reinhart fit on the Senators? The Senators are looking to acquire a top 6 forward to improve the crop of young forwards this season, and adding Sam Reinhart will be a great idea. Ottawa needs a top 6 center or right wing, which are the positions Reinhart plays. He isn't the number one center that the Senators are missing, but can be a 1A or 1B option with Norris down the middle as the top center and can be shuffled in the lineup if he is struggling. If the Senators opt to use him as a right wing, which is unlikely, he can be a great winger for Norris or Pinto. He can also be a 1A or 1B option on the right side with Batherson depending on his performance. Connor Brown is a great player, but on a contending team, he is a third liner at best. As Reinhart is capable of scoring goals, he can create chemistry with Stützle on the second line. He can serve as a net for presence on the team's first or second power play unit. He would also fit well with the youth of the Senators team as he is only 25 years old and approaching his prime. Reinhart could benefit from a change of scenery on a team with young players who are improving and can take advantage of it. Reinhart is an RFA after signing a one-year deal at $5.2 million on October 25, 2020. Many teams interested in Reinhart may not have the cap space to afford a new deal. To Ottawa's advantage, they have about $28 million in cap space to sign all of their players for next season. Even after signing players like Tkachuk, Batherson, and Victor Mete, there should be enough cap space to sign Reinhart. Of course, there are questions surrounding the money and term that would involve a new contract for the 25-year-old. The optimal situation would see Reinhart signing a 5-year contract $6.5 million annually. This isn't by any means a cheap contract, but he can produce if he has the right players around him. Reinhart has been consistent for several years, and should he keep up the consistency, the contract is worth it. The 5 years assures the team that he is playing for the Senators during his prime years. So what could a trade involving Reinhart look like? Unlike many teams, the Senators have expendable roster players, prospects, and picks of value they can package in order to acquire Reinhart. They have 6 picks in the 2021 NHL draft, including the 10th overall pick. They also have picks from future years which they could use to their advantage. Ottawa can move the 10th overall pick if they feel like they can acquire a player who can immediately make an impact on the team. There are a few roster players who could be traded, such as Colin White and Chris Tierney. They also have prospects who they could consider moving, like Logan Brown, the 23-year-old who has struggled with injuries in his young career and might benefit by playing for a new team. One potential trade that could be possible is Ottawa acquiring Reinhart from the Sabres for the 10th overall pick, Chris Tierney, and Logan Brown. Reinhart's trade value is in question, so expect him to be traded for more or less. So, after analyzing the player, team fit, the salary cap situation, and the assets the Senators have to complete a trade, the Senators should acquire Sam Reinhart for the right price and sign him to a reasonable contract. He is a capable goal scorer who can be a great net front presence. He is versatile as he can be placed down the middle or slotted on the right side of the top six. He also won't command a massive annual cap hit, so the Senators should be able to afford it. Finally, they have the correct assets to make a good trade. If all goes well, Reinhart can have a fresh start with Ottawa and bring the team one step closer to becoming a playoff contender. What do you guys think about this situation? Should the Ottawa Senators acquire Sam Reinhart? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with post notifications on, and I'll see you next time.